Welcome to Cody in the Cinema. Today, I'm discussing 5 underrated box sets from the Criterion Collection, and I was inspired to do this video because I just watched Scarface, the 30s movie that Criterion, they put out a terrific edition of that. And as a part of my research for that, I thought, oh my goodness, some people have not picked up the Sternberg Silent Film Classic Collection. So you get 3 silents in here, and my favorite so far is Underworld, which has a direct link to Scarface from 1932. But I also like The Docks of New York. If you're familiar with Jonathan Rosenbaum, the critic who made the alternate AFI Top 100 video list, he listed The Docks of New York as one of his favorite films from American cinema. And these have held up exceptionally well. The photography's great, the storytelling, every part of this is awesome. And I think one of the reasons that this gets overlooked in terms of box sets that people don't even know exist is because this director is best known for his Marlene Dietrich work, right? So people don't think about this like silent pack. And in general, I think the film community tends to undervalue silent film. And it's so good. And I'll tell you, when I watched The Docks of New York, I thought that film had one of the best bar scenes I've ever seen in any movie. So I would encourage you to grab this. And also, I haven't looked at this booklet in a long time, but I remember enjoying reading what I did. On a half-off sale, you get 3 movies probably for $50, maybe even less than that. So it's a good pickup if you're looking for something a little different from a director you probably already trust if you like those other films. Another one that I think you should pick up, and I can't actually show you the cover of this because, you know, YouTube and rules and stuff. So I'm going to show you, let me make sure I'm not breaking any rules here. I'm going to show you the back of it, okay? This is the Pasolini Trilogy of Life, okay? The Trilogy of Life, because the front cover it's artistic, it's interesting. But if you're unfamiliar with this set, this has Pasolini's Trilogy of Life. So it has the Decameron, the Canterbury Tales, Arabian Nights, and it has a kind of an erotic take on these stories. The Decameron is really like, it walked that line between obscene and that like meaningful social commentary really well. The Canterbury Tales isn't as like, it's not evenly, like each tale isn't as good as each other tale, but it's still worth watching, especially if you're a literature nerd like me. This is something that I think in a sale, maybe if you have some extra points, it might be worth picking up. Because that's what I did. Whenever I hit my free credits on the Criterion website, I actually picked this up and I've enjoyed it. And it is just a neat looking box. And it has some good writing in here as well. Again, I can't show you a lot because if you've seen the Trilogy of Life, you'll know what I'm talking about. But give it a shot. I mean, especially if you liked the Pasolini box that came out in the last year or so, you might enjoy that one. Okay, one that I picked up off my shelf because if you're like me, you've been through a stage where you're having to try to see as many quality films as you can, but you have a very small number of dollars. And something that was gifted to me that I found really useful that you could still probably, I mean, it's a DVD set, but I would imagine it's a good bang for your buck, so to speak, is this Ingmar Bergman for Masterworks. It has Smiles of a Summer Night, it has The Seventh Seal, Wild Strawberries, and The Virgin Spring. Note that The Wild Strawberries has one of the best dream sequences in all of film. And The Seventh Seal is kind of like the, I don't know what his most famous film. So if you just wanted to learn about Bergman and watch some of his films, but you didn't have the money for the giant Bergman pack, this might be a good pickup for you. That's why I wanted to mention it. I do recommend if you have the money, the giant Bergman pack is probably the best thing Criterion has ever put out, or one of the best things. But this could be a good pickup for you if you were low on funds and you wanted to learn a little bit about this director. It is worth saying that Ingmar Bergman is as good as advertised. His films are excellent, and they're going to be a little bit lower quality here in DVD, but again, that might be a consideration for you if you're on a tight budget. Another consideration, whether you're on a tight budget or not, I got this. I didn't even know this was DVD, and to be honest, I didn't really care when I got this a few summers ago. If you've not heard of these, Criterion used to put out these Eclipse DVD series, and that would include a few just famous films from a talented director. And this late Ozu has early spring. It's the Eclipse Series 3, okay? It has early spring. It has Tokyo Twilight, Equinox Flower, late autumn, and the end of summer. And Tokyo Twilight here being the darkest thing I've ever seen from this director. In general, if you see an Ozu movie in the collection, you should just buy it, okay? Recently, the Floating Weeds, that got an upgrade from the DVD. I still have the DVD. I still watch it. But this might be another good place to start again if you're lower on funds and you want to get kind of a body of Ozu work to start with, and you just don't necessarily want to spend a ton of money. But I just don't think you can go wrong with owning a collection of Ozu films. Okay, so give it a shot. You know, like I said, Tokyo Twilight, really a powerful emotional piece there. I've made videos about Ozu. If you're into the Wim Wenders stuff, especially his latest film, you're probably gonna like Ozu because that director really studied this director like in depth. You'll learn about that if you become a Criterion Collection person, or if you already are, you probably already know. But Perfect Days fans, definitely get some Ozu in your life if you haven't. And finally, this is a box set that it's so simple looking, and I really don't hear a lot about it online. I never see this come up, and it flabbergasts me, because I think that this box set, the Chantal Akerman masterpieces, is just one of the best products they've ever put out. Chantal Akerman's movies they definitely work at their own pace, okay? Movies like Goodbye Dragon Inn, or Tarkovsky, right? Those kind of films work at their own pace, and these do too. But this is some of the best cinematography I've ever seen in movies. And if you want you want a filmmaker that understands loneliness and isolation, this is perfect for that. Very early on in my YouTube channel, I did a whole video about her famous film from here that won the Sight and Sound poll, I think of 2022. But every time I put anything in from this box set, I feel myself fall in love with movies again. And it's purely sometimes just the composition of the photography, like the amount of mileage she gets out of the use of, for example, in one of these, I think it's the Rendezvous of Anna, the color yellow is just so prominent and so powerful and such an effective tool in that movie. I love it. I'm in love with this box set. Please consider getting this if you haven't, if you like slow cinema, because again, I really think that this is incredible. I mean, I'm a big Ozu fan, right? And I'm probably most excited about that box set out of the ones I picked. So those are some choices you might want to go with. Maybe you're thinking about, hey, this October sale's winding down on Barnes & Noble, can I order online? Or maybe you're wanting to order in a few months off the website. And those are some things you could consider. If you like the content, if you would do me a favor and click the like button, it does help to grow the channel. Leaving comments is also helpful. I love seeing new subscribers and all of your wonderful contributions to the community. I really feel like when it comes to something like film study, exploration, enjoyment, we kind of got to stick together on that, those of us who are into it. So anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Cody in the Cinema.